I just realized that I had no sound. It was such a good speech. It was very nice. So welcome everybody. Yes, the music was working, but my voice is not working, even though I'm not loud enough that you can hear me if I mute my microphone here, which I have done. So I will repeat the same thing again. So you realize that I sound a little bit weird again, and I did not lose my German language, but I switched to English because we wanted to reach a bigger audience once in a while, and we want to do this every 4 or 5 weeks in English instead of our default language, which is German. So today we have a very special guest and a very good friend and an international top player, Mr. Dirk Schiemann. Welcome, Dirk. Nice to have you here on the show.
Yeah, thank you. Hello, Rainer, and hello, everybody. Glad to be here. And yeah, I'm sure it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yes, it's a great honor for me and great fun. I'm very sure it will be a great fun to have you here on the show. And we already have 18 viewers, I see. That's very nice. And a lot of people already acting here in the chat. And also they remarked that I was talking, but they were not able to hear me. So the first mistake, the first blunder is already done. So it can only get better during the evening, I think. Yeah, Dirk, you had somehow similar behavior regarding your backgammon career, even though I would not call it a career in my case, but in yours, I think it's appropriate, this terminology. that you stopped backgammon playing and started something different. In your case, it was poker, and then you came back again. Maybe you can tell us a little bit on that, why you stopped, why you came back, and how you came back.
Yeah, well, first, backgammon was always my game of choice, but well, there is also, of course, when you're a professional, which I was, there's also a financial component. And like one of the pillars of my business model was playing people for money. And so, like that started, I mean, I played online on Grid Gammon, True Money Games, and that was the server, very popular server back in the day. But I got less and less action, so it was really tough for me. That was around 2003. And also, I mean, I know friends of mine continued like waiting for, I mean, sometimes for hours to get action with a fish, like we call it. And but that wasn't my cup of tea. I mean, I just it was for me frustrating not to be able to play. And in poker, it's different. You always get action when you want to. And then in 2004, I mean, there were also changes in my private life. I became a father, moved to Costa Rica, got married, and so I completely switched to playing online poker in Costa Rica, mainly, yeah, for economical reasons. It sounds a little bit strange since, like with a family, you feel like you need to have a stable income, so you start playing poker. But yeah, that's how it was with me.
And did you stop completely with backgammon? Like in my
Yeah,
case, I did not
yeah.
touch checker for
I
20
didn't
years.
touch a checker basically. I mean, I wanted to focus. And for me, it's very difficult. I mean, there are these geniuses that they can do everything in various games at the same time. And but for me, it was important since also poker is not so natural, doesn't come natural to me. So I completely focused on poker. And when I got back to backgammon, I didn't touch a card anymore, a virtual card. So I completely switched back to backgammon,
So
basically.
you're very strict in what you're doing.
Yeah, yeah. It's just a distraction. I mean, by the time that I switched to backgammon, I couldn't make any money anymore from poker, so it was just a waste of time, and it also took me a little bit. It's quite an effort to get in shape again. When you start out, I noticed that I was quite rusty. I mean, it was okay, but I mean, it took me a while, and so it was just a waste. Would have been a waste of time to continue playing cards.
So when you stopped playing backgammon, there was also something like a performance rating. So you
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's difficult to compare. I mean, there was the snowy error rate. That was the measure, but I don't know how it translates into the PR. But I don't know. I had a snowy error rate of around 3. I'm not sure what PR that is in XG, but. And then when I came back, I started out my first, I mean, I averaged something like between 4 and 4.5. Not too bad, no, but still, I thought I needed to improve. I knew that I played better 14 years ago. I mean, so I was really trying hard to get back to where I was.
yeah. So we just have to interrupt for a moment. There are so many chat messages. Sorry guys, I cannot greet everybody today, which is usually my rule or my what I want to do. But today there are so many. But I got notified and I already saw it that we have not only a very special guest here in the show, but we also have a very special viewer today, which is Zenek Siska, who said "Guten Abend, Leute." So he even
Yeah.
talk to us in German. Hi,
Guten
Zenek.
Abend, Stenek.
So thanks, Reza Reza, for reminding me. But to anybody else, so I really appreciate all of you guys who are coming here to this show and if you are active in the chat, even more. But it's really, it means a lot from me or to me that you guys like what we are doing here. Okay, then next thing, I was really amazed by this UPC final event and these videos and this high production value on this really valuable content. And I will send to the viewers, maybe some of them do not know it already. I will send them a link in the chat to your Secret Grandmaster visit at the UPC Final 2020. So yes. These were 12 matches, and they were pre-recorded. And first there was a live commentary, and then after each match we had this Secret Grandmaster, and you were, I think, in match number 2. And yes, maybe so. You want to tell us a little bit or give us some insight how this event was for you, or yeah.
I mean, for me, it was like Mark asked me, I think the week before the event started, if I am interested, if I would be interested to participate, to do one show as the special grandmaster. And okay, I said yes. And but we didn't make an agreement on the day or something. And then on the day of the show in the morning, he texted me, "Hey, can you do it tonight?" So okay, I had a student, and I changed the lesson to another day because I was really eager to do it, because I mean, Mochi and Hideaki, I mean, that's just the best what you can get in backgammon right now, and or among the best. There are others. Don't want to, if somebody is, feels a little bit. I mean, there are many other. There are others that could have been there, but this is definitely among the best. And I saw the show, the first show, and so I was really eager to participate. So he sent me at midday. He sent me a match, and so I had a look at it. It was a great match. They played great, which is nice in a sense, because it feels, if there are some really big mistakes, you feel like, oh, now I have to, how do I formulate it in a nice way? That was really,
so
really bad.
Like today, you mean?
Oh no, I expect. We'll see. But you know, I tend to be a nice guy, so. But then, on the other hand, it's also difficult when they play that well to find some spots. So I mean, thank God there were some mistakes, and there were also some good positions to talk about general concepts. I mean, it's not all about mistakes. If you can explain something that you think is interesting, then it's fine. If the original move was a big mistake or not, I mean, the information is still valuable. So yeah, so I did that in the afternoon, and then I watched the transmission of the match itself. So because I didn't know how they were before, I didn't know how they were behaving over the board, if they felt comfortable when doing the moves, or when I didn't know. I mean, I only saw the analysis, so I knew they made let's say Mochi made a mistake, but I didn't know if he did it fast or with confidence, or if he was thinking a lot. So I saw the content, and then we went on the live broadcast, and yeah, that was it. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed myself. Was a little bit nervous, I have to admit it, but yeah, it was a great experience for me. Would do it again any day.
Yeah, that was very cool, and I really can only highly recommend to our viewers. I have also on my channel, I have linked, there's a link to the original playlist from Backgammon Galaxy, where you find all these 12 videos. And I watched them all, and most of them I watched several times, because not only Dirk, also the other grandmasters, they were really great commentary, and yes, very valuable information. I cannot praise it high enough. Okay, and then you said it was in this video the first time I heard something about you which made me really smile and happy. That is that you are writing a book, and of course we all want to know what is this about, what will make this different from other books maybe, and when will it come out, when can I buy it, can I pay now?
You can pay. You can pay twice if you want to know. But no, the date. I mean, now I'm. It's the first project like this that I'm doing. So I have gotten now very careful about predicting any dates. I can only tell you that I have finished it. It's in the editing process, which is takes, of course, its time, and then I wanted it to publish via Amazon. I have no idea how long that takes till it's finally available, but since it's in English and for the world market, so then I think Amazon is the best venue, but I have no, as I said, no experience with that, and so I hope it comes out soon. I'm pretty sure it'll be this year, but really hard to say when exactly. But I have finished writing it, and yeah. Okay, what is different about the book is that it's yeah, a theory approach, but also combined with practical advice. But it's like a more like I try to write like well, I imagined something like a backgammon university. How would a book look like that would be standard literature at a backgammon college, university, or whatever. So it has all the terms like, I don't know, equity, volatility, real cubic, gammon values. They are formally defined, like in a scientific book, and so it's like a bottom up approach from very simple concepts to rather complicated ones. To be honest, there's stuff in there I didn't understand properly myself 2 years ago. So yeah, it was really interesting for me. I learned a lot working on it and organizing my thoughts. And since it's yeah a little bit math-based theory, the main subject is then, of course, how the doubling cube relates to the game in the theory sense, and what does that mean in practice, in match play, and for money. And then there is also a part, last part is, I think that, at least I don't know if that has been dealt with in literature, uh, what happens when we leave the perfect environment of computer players, and then when human beings play each other, stronger player versus weaker player, what are the adjustments and all that stuff. That part is called the human element. So that is like taking a look at the human aspect of the whole thing. Yeah. Well, so that is basically the idea is really to fill a gap that I think that still exists in literature. I mean, there's great stuff out there, but I don't think there is anything that it's really like a comprehensive theoretical approach. I would say, I don't know. Maybe there is, but I haven't found it.
Yeah, sounds very, very, very exciting. And how many pages will it be around the book?
Around 400. I could have, I mean, I already had to skip some chapters that some things that I also would have found interesting, but I think 400 is enough. It's pretty dense, lots of information. I think that should be sufficient. And I mean, also at some point you really want to come to an end.
It seems that you already have material for part two.
Yeah, no, but yes. First of all, very important, how it will be accepted by the community, and well, what is in the future. And I mean, there's certainly other stuff, but yeah, that is interesting to talk about. And since it's very cube heavy, of course, would be nice to do something that is less theoretical, but then something about checker play, because I have so many stuff in my database and from my teaching experiences, so many things. And I think I also have a decent feeling of what people in generally struggle with. So that, well, but that is first things first, one step after the other. So let's see how this will turn out.
Okay, so let's hope that we get, if you are pessimistic, let's hope for at least for a very exciting Christmas present for all of us.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I would be really disappointed myself if that is if that for some reason shouldn't happen. Because the thing is, the content itself is actually finished. I would say, and just like some argument you can polish a little bit, and then you see this could be formulated better and clearer. So there's still some stuff going on, but nothing really basic.
Yeah, there's also a question in the chat from Simon Chama. I hope I will pronounce it correctly. If you are still taking new students, and how much is the fee? I have already sent the link to this platform of Marcus, where you are one of the 6 trainers. I'm pretty sure that we will not talk here about any fees, but
I'm still taking students, especially now that I have a little bit more time after the main part of the book is finished. Just write me to my personal email. I don't know if there is anywhere a link.
So they have the link now to Marcus's Backgammon school. They can reach you, I'm pretty sure.
I think there's also via Facebook, of course. I mean, that's also possible. So
okay, then I have one last question before we start. How do you deal with bad luck, or with a row of bad or unlucky events? How do you do this in your mind? Have you any special tricks or mantras or to keep cool? And
by now, I think I don't need any tricks, but I can give some for myself. I mean, when I had really bad streaks in poker, I mean, that frustrated me more. I started out with meditation. I can recommend to everybody to do some meditation. That's good. But what I really can recommend is also remember the good times. So the problem of the frustration, in my opinion, is that when somebody's running above average, like having a good streak, that feels somehow normal because people feel entitled. I mean, yeah, that's what I deserve. So then they either have normal situations when they are running really good, or really bad situations. So they never feel that they are really lucky, and so it's always like in a tournament, except for the winner. Every other participant finishes the tournament with a bad experience. So it's really like it feels bad experiences seem to dominate, and then my recommendation is really remember the good times. When you're running bad, for sure there's also good times. And for example, in the end of 2018, beginning of 2019, I won like 4 tournaments in a row. It was totally ridiculous. I mean, got ridiculously lucky. But I think it's a good idea to not forget about all the instances where you were really lucky, and that in the end it more or less evens out. But that's the main thing that I can say about it. I'm a lot more frustrated about when I'm having a streak of bad matches, when I play below what I think is my capability. That frustrates me a lot more. And then of course that's just the consequence. Really don't worry. Really worry only about the things that you have that you can influence. I mean, bad luck. I mean, what can you do? I mean, it's like a bad weather. I mean, you cannot change it. So that's beyond your capacity. You can focus on playing your best game and be self-critical when you are not able to achieve that. But the luck part, what can you do? So just stay cool about it.
Yeah. So when bad luck is the bad weather, you can take an umbrella, and our umbrella is practicing and learning the game.
Yeah. Trying your best, and yeah. It's a little bit, yeah. Of course, I mean, if I'm traveling to the country, doing vacation in rainy season, and I'm not prepared for that, yeah, then that's your fault. But there are so many things that can happen that are out of reach or that you cannot influence. So why bother about it? It takes a lot of mental energy to bother about it. And especially when you get angry, always remember that then you are more like a frog, because like the brain, the blood leaves the higher parts of the blood brain, the frontal cortex, where you are, that is responsible for rational thinking. So you will play like a donkey if you are getting too angry, because you are just playing with the very archaic part of your brain. Like, yeah, you will be playing like a frog. Maybe you should remember that. And that should also help you to just try to avoid this really getting angry, because that can really hurt your performance, I think.
Yeah. And if you get angry, only get angry about things you're responsible for example, for playing badly.
Exactly. Yeah, not angry. Maybe what's happened, because what happens to me, which is really has really bad impact. If let's say we start the match, and in the first 5 moves I make 3 blunders, so usually I get so upset with myself and I cannot forget about them. I mean, I cannot change it anymore, but it still stays in my mind, and that keeps me from focusing on the next decision. So that's my biggest problem. When I took a bad cube, for example, in a tournament match, and I know immediately, oh, that was so terrible, so then I cannot let go. So that is what I'm working on, letting go when I realized that I really did something bad, because that only makes things worse for the next decisions.
So in the format we are playing today, it's even more important, because we see directly our mistakes.
Yeah, well, maybe it's easier, because at least you see how, because sometimes I wonder, was it a 300 blunder or maybe only a 100? Or so at least I see right away that what happened. And well.
Okay, we have one final question from our audience, then we will start the match. Dirk Krüger wants to know if after Corona, will you play in Dortmund? I don't know if in Dortmund in general, or is there a big tournament? I don't know.
Yeah, in Dortmund there is the regional tournament, where a monthly tournament, where I always go when I have time. And yeah, as soon as the tournament will start, I'll be back. I mean, I'm looking forward to it.
Okay, cool. I'm sure that was what Dirk wanted to hear as an answer, I guess. Dirk Krüger.
Okay.
The one who questioned this. So, okay, then we have 26 viewers at the moment. That's pretty good. I think we should give them what they are looking for. Your educational advice and my blunders. So let's switch to the match.
Or vice versa. Okay.
So for the viewers again, we will start the match now. This means that I will, from that point on, I will not hear what Dirk is saying. His voice will only go to the stream, but not to my headset. And I will mute myself for Dirk, so he will only also not hear me. So you guys are the only ones who hear both players. And so we have just this agreement that we only talk when we are on move. And then after the match, we will then do a little bit of commentating. Maybe if you have some positions you feel very interesting, you can make a note maybe, and later in the chat you can tell us about it. And yeah, then we try to take this into account during our analyzing. Then I will switch.
Good match.
Good match, and I will now mute you. Good match, Dirk. See and hear you later.
Yep.
So, I won the opening, which is quite nice, and I think I know how to play it.
Okay, so here we go. My turn. I have to get used to only speaking when it's my turn. But yeah, here we already have the first problem. The ace is clear to hit, and I have to admit, there are some wizards that know every answer. If you should split or bring the checker down, and I do it like more. Yeah, I mean, most I know, but sometimes I do forget what the best use is, for example, in this case. And I think it was, I think you should bring a checker down. Let's see. First mistake. Not.
So, looks like making the 11 point. If I enter with the 2, whereas the 4 makes no sense, so I will enter with the 4 and at least make an outfield point, and I'm not vulnerable on both sides of the board.
Okay, correct move, I think. Standard. And yeah, this one has to go. So I also recommend, when you are pretty sure about one number, when one number is virtually forced, to play that number first and then look at the other. But I really can't see any move that doesn't involve hitting that checker. And I think here it's also clear to just make the point. So we'll continue.
So at least Dirk had to give up his 8 point to make this good inner board point and hit me on the head. So 3 is forced, and hitting should be forced as well.
Okay, 5-2. Well, I cannot hit the checker on the bar. I don't want to hit the checker on the ace, and the 8 point is valuable, and I should remake it, I think.
Okay, now I wish for a 6. Just got it. Yeah, running to the midpoint. I think, even though I'm ahead in the race, I think the anchor is more important.
Okay, so with 3 checkers back, it's really important, even more important than with 2, to get an advanced anchor. I can make one, so I guess that decision shouldn't be wrong by much.
Okay. I'm too late for making the 4 point, but I can make the 9 point, or I can hit. But if I hit, I have to leave 2 plots. Hitting at 13-11. I don't think with the weaker board that this is right. But what's the alternative? The alternative is definitely making the 9 point. So I'm already 20 pips ahead in the race, and I'm still not looking to win the game. I'm looking to reach a position where I have doubling position. I want to make progress slowly if possible. And I think this is more the idea, to make slow progress to reach the point for a double. And the other one, if it's good, then maybe I lose the market. I don't know. No, not really, but anyway. I think I want to talk myself into making the 9 point. Let's have a last look at hitting. Hitting we can of course also play like that. Yeah, but I give up the only asset I have except for the 11 point. No, let's go for this.
Yeah, interesting. I wasn't sure either, but yeah, apparently the best move. On the other end, yeah, White wants to. Yeah, White is ahead in the race and could have gone for the hit and just trying to get the position home, but seems like the machine liked it. So now I cannot move this one. So this checker, getting that checker to the 20. So I don't see much merit. Actually, don't want to give up the midpoint. I'm down in the race. So first instinct would be playing something like this, making the board stronger and yeah, keeping pressure on the opponent's bar point. So right now, nothing better occurs to me. Let's see.
So 6-5. Not much constructive I can do. Phew. 3 point, keeping up my nice 9 point. I will not give up my anchor. But what can I do? 8-2 with the 6 is bad. 13-7 is also bad. Then we have 6-5. And then? What? This? No. When I play the 6 here, then down from the mid or 6-1? No. At least if I make 3 point, he has to give up the anchor if he hits me. And I keep my mid and the 18 anchor. So it's a mess anyway. So what does the least amount of damage? So 11-5 would be nice, but then a second plot with 6-1 can't be right. And this can't be right. Stripped everywhere. Oh.
Yeah, that would have been my play as well. Anything else, I think, should be quite bad. So now it's tempting to just make the 5 point. I mean, I could also play something like this. Maybe the race is not that clear. Let's see. I'm not way down. I mean, this would be like, I mean, with what White has quite a few blots, and with what numbers White really wants to hit my blots here. I mean, it just feels really good. So Yeah, I'm still down in the race. Why not put maximum pressure and see what the machine says to it?
Okay, it's a very strong board. That's really annoying. So, bar point. Anything else? Can make 11 and 9. But I'm completely stripped. This looks way more robust.
Okay, now it has become less attractive to leave all those blots, so I will save at least one. Yeah.
Okay, 2-1. I can make my 5 point, give a double shot, or I can hit, give a double shot over there. I can just play 6-3, which looks a little bit cowardish. But anything else here is a far stronger board. Cannot play 18-17. Double shot from the bar. This must be too much. And this is also very cool, but it looks like a beginner's move, but I think that it might be right here.
Yeah, I was kind of happy that Rainer didn't hit. I mean, like playing 18-17, 18-16, duplicating fours and fives. So, because then if he gets lucky, he will be way ahead in the race and will be reduced to some sort of holding game, but okay, so he didn't. So question is, shall I? Because I'm also running a little bit out of time, so I don't know if that's really a good idea to have that blot still behind. But on the other hand, I still think contact favors me. Why not just get this one to safety?
Yeah, I was missing a strong candidate on my last move, 8-7, 8-6, I think. Okay. So now we can't play safe. We have to play like a man, which means we can also make the 5 point. Don't see an alternative here.
Okay, now I would have liked it to be on the 21, but okay, what can I do? I can. Okay, these two I think will be part of any move. Then this looks really strong, but that would mean giving up on the outfield completely. Now it's me that is up in the race. So the alternative is something like this. Oh, I could even play all the way to the 11, but that doesn't make sense. I don't think I want to keep contact there. So problem is when I keep those checkers here and make the 3. So on the next 6, I might have to break the anchor, and I think that doesn't have any future. So I think I have to step into the outfield.
Okay, still far away from the cube, I think. Oh, anything better than making the 2 point? 4-point board. And let's hope for a shot. And then maybe a double.
Any 3 would be nice. Nope. Okay, where do I want to have my checkers here? These checkers on the 16, shall they stay there? I mean, I really would like to make the 3-point from the 8 with the 5. So then these two I definitely play. And then, yeah, why not still continue to keep maximum contact? Well,
so I think it might be a disadvantage to be on roll here. I have no racing lead, so no double. Okay, we could just make the 1-point and give him a 4-3 from the bar. Nothing else, I think.
okay, I better come in. Nope.
Oh no, I have a race lead, he's on the bar, and this should be an easy cube, and more question if he can take.
So that I knew that that was coming. Sure, if I enter quickly, I have good chances, but really, I mean, I would be inclined to take with a 3-point mate with the strong 5-point board, but like this already down in the race. I mean, I will be getting fly shots, but then on the other hand, Rainer will get the return if I get lucky. So I really think that I lose too many gammons if I don't enter quickly. So I will just let this one go.
Okay. Six-three, standard lay.
Good number. I think that is the correct play.
So 3-1. It would be nice to enter on the 22, but making the 10-point is just too important to have some structure.
Okay, it's usually correct to split to the bar when the opponent has another outfield point. In this situation, I'm pretty sure that I should do this. So, like from my reference positions and experience, so I will just do it.
And of course, Dirk already had 10 men in the blitz zone, so it splitting would be kinda like a little bit like suicide. So I think I will play the double hit in the opening. It would be correct to play 8-7 and then 13-8. But here we already have 10 men in the zone, so the double hit should be clearly better. Alternative would be making the 5-point, which is always a good option. But he has an attacking position somehow, so taking a tempo away. Here he has too much possibilities. 3s to hit 6 to anchor, and some small combinations to make a 4 or 5-point. So I think it's pretty clear that I will make the double hit here. So still we have a lot of work to do, and he has a bar point and I have only my 10 points, so when I have this man on the 1 point, so still far away from a cube. So now I think I also learned this from Dirk in the video. If you have a blot on the 1 point, it's usually good to make the 1 point. So a point is better than a blot on your ace point. Pretty clear. So after entering 2, I guess I'm still far away from a cube. basically my game plan is now blitzing with this 1 point. The question is, how do I blitz? And I also have to combine this with escaping my back checkers. So my DS8-4 is very weak to give up the 8 point. So he still has attacking position, which may want to build points. So I would like to play 6-2 to hit and keep all my points and activate my backman. Alternative, something like that. No, giving a direct 6 can't be right, I think. And the plan is blitzing.
I don't like this move very much, especially when you are on the 24, still with your back checkers, and the opponent has made the bar. You really want to get an advanced anchor, and so for me, I would have played the 4-20, and then the ace. The ace, of course, the same. But
okay, dancing, but still, this front position is way too troublesome for me. And this is no cube for me. So let's continue the blitz by covering and hitting. Or plan B would be to make this one look stronger. Here I have 6s to cover. In the other case, I have 6s and 4s to cover. Need 3s and 4s to step up. Yeah, but still the 4 point is way stronger. If the blitz fails, I'm way better off with the 4 point. But this gives no shots at all. Yeah. I think giving no shots at all should be better.
yeah, I would have played the same, because when I stay out, the game is basically over for practical purposes, because Rainer will be able to double, and then why run the risk?
Okay, now it's a different story. Because now hitting and not entering will lose the market. So this has to be a cube, even though I'm ahead in the match by 1 point. I have 10 checkers in the zone, 3 point board. Yes, should be good enough.
Yeah, I was afraid that this was coming. Certainly, or at least I would have doubled. But I also think, can I pass this? I mean, I have good structure, 1 checker on the roof. Okay, he's got how many men in the zones? 10. That's quite a bit, but still, I think I have made some improvement. If I get an anchor, I can turn the game around quickly. So I just cannot bring myself passing this. So let's see. Let's go.
Okay, would like to hit loose on the 5 point, but this is not allowed here, so I think the best option will be to make the 4 point. Even though I would also like to activate the back checkers, but another homeboard point is just too valuable in a blitz like that, and it doubles the dancing numbers.
Okay, time to make the anchor. Not quite, but not the worst. So I cannot hit anything. Don't want to be attacked on the 20. So I think that this move plays itself.
Okay, this is a lucky one because I hit. And pretty sure that stepping up with my back checker is better than 39, which is a little bit loose. 5 bloods. No, I have enough attackers. I don't have to give up my midpoint and create 2 more bloods. And I have to combine blitzing and running. So I think this looks like a good compromise. So 5 is clear. I want to attack. Now I think stepping up with the back check and making an anchor is way too passive. We need a direct cover for next time, which means I have to play 11-9 or 10-7. Or I can even create 2 covers like that. Well, the problem is here I have only 5s and 7s to cover. And in that case, I have 4s and 5s. 4s, 5s and 7s. Ooh. Does it matter so much if I have 6 point instead of the 3? If he's able to enter in the 3 point on the 6 point, does it make a big difference? I go with that.
Interesting. Well, I think, I mean, first of all, interesting that Rainer didn't even consider to make the 5 point. So it seems like he already knows some, I mean, shows good knowledge of the game, because I think this is one of the situations where it's so bad when the opponent anchors. So that you rather should hit lose, and I only have a 1 point board, so yeah, that shows really backgammon knowledge, Rainer, that you didn't consider making the point. Maybe if I had a stronger front structure, maybe then it would have been the prudent route, but like this, going for the all-out blitz and getting the material maximum close to the opening points. I mean, you're playing a blitz. The order in which you make the points don't matter. You are going for the closeout now. I mean, white. So yeah, very good move. I like it. So, and rewarded.
So 5 is covering for sure, and then should I step up with my backman or activate another hitter if he enters with just a 5? I think this is more important here. Go all out for the blitz. 5 and 6 to hit, 4 to run, 3 to step up. Yeah, should not be too afraid of this 3 prime. This is more important here for sure.
Yeah, very good. Close the point, bring another builder down. Now, of course, I'm really in trouble and could easily be that my next real decision will be at 0 down 5-0, but you never know.
So I have more hitters, but I didn't hit. Now I think I will put another attacker down and break the anchor, or step up to his prime. If he doesn't make a 5, I'm in a very good position to fight for the G. Any other alternatives? 5, 6. No, not for me.
Well, it's now or never, I suppose. Ever.
So 6 will hit for sure, 2 coming out, and another cover. Not be any alternative here.
Joker time.
So I can close the board, which is nice. Now I have just to avoid any accidents, which is sometimes not so easy for me. So I want to prepare clearing the 6 point, but still it can't be too bad to make this play. So 6 out and even on the 2 back, or well, 2 highest points. So 2-1. Do we clear from the rear, or do we just take a man off? So easy to blunder here. And this technical positions now. Do I strip my board completely? And it just doesn't look right. Gammon chances are way too high, and if I roll a 1 on the next time, I could easily get in trouble. So I'm pretty sure that this is the right play. Shouldn't be too sure. And I have to read Michi's endgame technique again and again and again. Oh, another plunder potential. Do we play for the backgammon?
Yeah, well, the best that I probably can do now is saving the backgammon. That would be really important because I really enjoy this format and I don't want it to be over that quickly. Maybe I can get even some extra out of it, but I'm a huge underdog, super huge to save the gammon, but I'll try. So now it's bringing all the checkers to the 6 point crossovers and all the stuff. I don't know, just 2 crossovers, why not? Also,
Still looks like a gammon.
okay, in that sense, I mean, really nothing to say. Oh, big mistake. Huh? What did I do wrong? I mean, that's ridiculous, isn't it? Machine says that I should have played 10-7, 8-7. I mean, that's just one of these jokes, I think. Well, I made a super bad play, but I'm really not very, I mean, I'm rather a little bit shocked, but not disappointed about myself. So probably I will blunder even more now by playing another checker to the 6 point, not making a prime. Yeah, but what can I do? I mean, that's just, yeah, let's make another blunder. Super strange. Oh, this one was correct.
Okay, another easy move.
Okay. I'll stick to my plan despite what the machine is saying. I'm even. I mean, yeah, I can still make it 2 doubles. This was not it. hoping. Okay, now it's the time to count the doubles. That saves the gammon. Double threes is probably only possible like this. So double fours does it. So that should be it. And double fours. So my bad play was rewarded, you can see.
Too late.
Okay.
So at least I'm 4 away, which is way nicer than 3 away, in a way. You know what I mean? So, what about that? Guess slotting should be clear here.
Yeah, very nice play. Duplicating fours because I need fours all over the place. I mean, and even 3-1 is duplicated, so very strong reply. And here we see what's going on. Of course, I have to hit the checker, but I cannot make my 5-point.
Because if the opponent has 10 checkers in the zone after his 3-4 opening, even a small split is relatively dangerous. So now coming in with the 5, coming under the gun without a tempo hit, it's not an option, I think. So we have to enter with the 2, and then we can make a distraction, split in a way, and step out to the bar point, or make a tempo hit, which I prefer, I think, because he has an attacking position, so 4 builders and a plot on the outfield to safety. I think I need to steal 1/2 of his next roll. Last check. Entering 5 is way too dangerous. Okay, 2. And then 13-8 is way too passive. Stepping out, still dangerous. Yes, I go for the tempo hit.
I would have preferred to split to the bar. I think I will reward myself with a cookie now for saving the gammon in this spectacular fashion. Okay, so made some more light as well. Yeah, this move seems to be just, I don't see any reasonable alternative. Making a good point, hitting a checker is forced.
Okay, now we can make the golden anchor, which is really nice, especially when leading in the match.
I mean, I should be doubling more aggressively than for money, being down 3-0 in a 7-point match, but this white's position is so stable and basically nothing is happening and I can't see any big market losers. So of course I will just roll. And I also don't see why I should jump into the bar. Just bringing some checkers down. Maybe I can make an inside point next.
Okay, we keep both anchors, that's for sure. Then we can decide between 2 down or 4 and 3, which is also nice. I have 3 spares, will not strip the midpoint, and a hit does not bother me too much, so why not slot? Slot is easier way to make the 5-point than builders. Any other options? 8-1 hitting makes no sense. It's a very long game. We already have 2 anchors. We don't want to play deep. So I go with this.
Very good play. I mean, white has 2 anchors, is way down in the race, so now it's time to play positional, because if I hit there, Rainer really wouldn't mind so much. So very, very nice play. And just remember, when you have many checkers back, it's really important to make positional moves. And yeah, now it's tempting to make the 4 point. I mean, I have to start at some point. But on the other hand, I really would hate white to make the 5 point. And this is not a backgammon yet, of course. So as much as I like the 4 point, I mean, I can do something next time maybe, and just feels better. I mean, still a little bit afraid that get trapped with my back checker, and so I will just hit.
So I could make the 21 point, but I'm pretty sure that that's way too passive. That's why I opt for entering with the 4 and hitting with the 3.
Okay. Okay, the ace is clear. Stepping up just to be attacked. I mean, do I really want to get another checker back? The answer is no. But this looks just completely harmless. That feels, if I hit like this, maybe I can build the 4 point eventually. And if I get hit, what's the big deal? So, I mean, I just don't want to step up into the attack there.
So entering with the 1 makes no sense. So we want to activate our runner and play 20, and then can make 6-5. It looks like a slight overplay to me. I want to enter with 5. 6-5 looks cool, but I don't want to go for a backgammon yet.
Okay, here we go. A point is a point, but which one? Can it ever be right to make the bar? But no, that feels weird, unflexible. So before I find some merit, I better discard right away. So I just can't imagine that can be right, but might be wrong.
Okay, 6-5, hitting on the 2 point looks nice. Usually it's a good idea to point on your opponent's head, but we are far behind in the race, so we don't want to play a blitz. I think it's way better to activate this runner and make more like a priming move.
I mean, I'm a solid favorite, but still the position is just not volatile enough to think about cubing. Maybe
Yeah,
no.
doesn't like priming. 2-3 is clear. And then, of course, we don't leave our anchor. We don't want to give up the midpoint. So I'm pretty sure that the best option will be to slot the 5.
Okay, back to square one. This shouldn't be a cube either.
Okay, again, I don't like entering on the 24, so entering the 5 is forced more or less, and then slotting. So the best point.
Okay. Yeah, the take is very easy. So the question for me is, what if I make another inside point, or if I make a good sequence, have a good sequence, do I lose my market by a lot? And yeah, on the other hand, how bad can it be to double? So what happens, for example, if I make the 3 point and he misses, does he have a big pass all of a sudden? I don't think so. So I will just see if I can improve my position just a tiny bit more before cubing. A tiny bit more means I should probably make the 3 point when I've got the opportunity. Not afraid of getting hit there. Yeah.
So, missed again, and I can't run with my spare on the 20. So, I will make 5 and slot the next point in line, I guess.
Now it's really itching. I mean, at an even score, I probably still wouldn't consider doubling, but yeah, sometimes I can win a gammon simply by getting the checkers home. I mean, how bad can it be? That is always my consideration, because when you don't double and it's a mistake, probably, I mean, you run the risk of making consecutive errors. I mean, if this is a small no double, okay, I made one error, but that's it. So that always inclines me to turn the cube. And I mean, how bad can it be in this position actually? So I will double. Yes.
Yeah, so I guess it's maybe not a cube for money, and easy take for money, and so usually it's only shifts by one level, so I guess that this will still be a take here if it's no double for money. If it's strong double for money, then I will blunder with a take here, but I cannot give this one up.
Okay, take, yeah, pretty easy. No, I don't see any. Do I see any alternative? I mean, I could know. Oh, this is it, I suppose.
Okay. Problem is that I have a dead cube now, which I almost never can give back. Because he has a take point of around 11%, I think. So we make the best point. Oh, let's check. We have an option here. We can switch to the bar point. At least we should consider this. To have direct contact to the midpoint. This is an option. This is definitely
blunder potential.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. We have a lot better position now, front position. The bar point cannot be that much better.
Yeah, interesting idea to go to the bar, but I think I would have preferred it the way Rainer played it. Shall I leave anything? I mean, I can make the ball myself, but isn't that rather a liability than an asset? And now that he has got a strong front position, I think I shouldn't give him anything.
So, 2-1. Do we want to step out to the bar point to get even more contact? I don't think so. Because then he can solve some issues while hitting and pick and pass. I don't think that's right. I don't like the idea of giving up my 4 prime, but there's nothing else I can do. This is not a play here. No, not really. But we can play something like that. Oh, it's not easy.
Okay, good one.
So 5 and 3. Can't play the 5. Running. If you want to keep the complete pressure, we have to play something like that. Yuck. This is a little bit too gammonish. Because the ones hurts me a lot and increases the gammons for my opponent a lot. So the question is, do I play like that? Or do I break my board? I think I will play like that.
Yeah, I never would have broken my 5 point either, so I think now it's a good time to give up the midpoint for the lack of alternatives.
So 5-1. Guess I will just make my 3 point. Running out, giving direct shot makes no sense, I think.
Okay, no more shots, please. So I guess this is it.
Okay, 3-2. Can play 2 and 3 to make the nicest board. Then it's too easy for him to clear the 8 or 9 point with a hit. That's why I think that this should be better here. I have to respect his strong 4-point board.
Yeah, I don't see the merits either of leaving a blot there, and also leaving the blot on the bar significantly should increase my gammon wins, so good play by him.
So 3 is nice to make the prime on the 2. No other option.
We are forced again, I would say.
So 5-1. Still I will keep my anchor. Play 5 and then this. Or let's hope for the direct shot. It's a little bit less flexible, but I have the stronger prime if I get an immediate hit.
Good number.
So. 2. 3, 4. Something like that.
No, I wouldn't have done this simply because I won't leave a shot now. And he really has to be concerned a little bit about losing a gammon still, although double sixes helped. And so why do you stay there when you probably want to run next time? So I don't really see the merits of staying.
Yeah, my last play was bullshit because I want to run now anyway, most likely, so I get no direct shots. So it was stupid. Kind of stupid, my play. But now? Phew. Does he have any blood leaving numbers? Shot leaving numbers? 6 and 4, 3, 2, 1. No. So this is not a good idea, I think. It looks good, but it just increases the gammon chances by a mile, and I seldom get the chance to stay back another time. So then, do I play this? No. So, still I don't want to waste too many pips. But will I do a crossover? Guess not.
That's what I meant with the double sixes. Now with the 3-2 afterwards, he had to run anyway, so he basically wasted some pips against the gammon.
So, should I stay or should I go?
Really not afraid of losing the gammon. Well,
No. Run. Oh, that's too difficult for me. Again.
Blunder potential.
Should I run now? Against 4 attackers. Just to save 4 pips. Next time. Ah. I have to run next time anyway.
and what I failed to mention, because my rule was forced, if you count the numbers, I mean, with the 6-5, he should have run out, because like rolls, like for example 5-4, would have left a shot with only 1 blot, but not the way Rainer played it. So my rule is, I can, let me double check. I also can play this one here with the hope of making the ace, or with the threat. And yeah, I've almost overlooked it, but this one is as safe and prepares to clear the point. So I think it still feels better to try to clear the point right away. It's only, yeah, 3-2 is okay. So yeah, I will try to prepare to clear the point.
Doesn't look good. Two, three, four. No double, please.
Okay, that seems like justice. He's able to save it as well.
Okay, still leading. Still a standard play for the 3-2. So 6-2 looks like running and making the 11. running completely. Yeah. No reason to give a shot here.
Yeah, standard play is to make the 11, but this time I really like his play. I already have the 5 point, and I don't know that leaving all those numbers. So I think I go into contact mode again. I don't want to hit on the ace. I think that would be sort of exaggerated. I mean, that blood doesn't need. I mean, hitting on the ace 6-1 has the merit then that it gives some protection to my split, so he cannot point on me. But that looks sort of anti-positional. But now I at least should take a look at it. Feels like weird. I mean, I have the 8 point stripped. I don't really have a blitz going. So I really hate these plays. So I generally tend to not do them often enough. So, and since I generally try to act against my biases, I probably should do them more. But here the 38 feels so natural. Okay.
Okay. For the best 2-1. Looks like hitting and making the 11. And then hitting. Stepping up is way too passive. We cannot win that way. So, 3 is forced. 5 doesn't work on the other side. Cannot hit. Can just play 38. Okay.
Yeah, I think now is the time to attack. Is it? Let me just check on this one. I'm way ahead in the race. Can build a prime. It's always nice to have the blood on the 11 when the opponent is split to the 22, because there are very few hitting numbers, and the ones that do hit are actually duplicated, like a 6-4, for example. So the longer I look at it, the more I like it, especially since I'm ahead in the race. Why should I? No, yeah, hitting loose on the 3, no. Don't like it anymore.
Okay, which point to make? 5 point, always an option. But we are a little bit on the defensive side, so this is also an option. We are leading in the match, so we enjoy the safety. The 5 point is a 5 point.
Okay, yeah, you should have gone for the defensive point. I felt it also because, I mean, I have such great prime potential, and he can, once he gets the anchor, he can, I mean, he has builders in place, and he should have plenty of opportunities to make some valuable offensive points. So I'm actually quite happy that he didn't do it. So now he really needs an anchor.
So, double sixes. It's good. Should make this. We should escape. Pretty sure. What about hitting? Hitting and running. Yeah, we are behind in the priming battle, so
Yeah, I forgot to mention my last commentary that he can also roll double sixes. Well played, by the way.
Okay, still no double. Pretty sure. Making the 9 point or the bar point.
Okay, I don't want to come in on the ace, so this is clear, and then the other plays itself too, I think.
Of course, no double. Make the 4 point or jumping out of the prime. Jumping out and double hit.
How bad can that be? How bad can I play it? Okay. The 5 prime is my first instinct, especially with all the builders for the 6 prime. Making the ace and playing the tactical game feels weird. I mean, how bad can it be to have a 5 prime? I can play this, but then how do I continue? No, that's wrong, I think. So I will just make the 5 prime.
Okay, 6-5. Can't jump, can't hit. Best.
And I think I don't see any reason why I shouldn't cube here. So many threats. Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, that's not nice. That's not nice. I don't like it. This priming disadvantage is too much, I think.
Oh, what happened here? Seems like my threats were not sufficient. Strange, but I got.
I think I need a very short break.
Still some benefit from it.
In 2 minutes.
Okay. Okay, break time.
So, das sind wir doch schon wieder.
Okay, I don't know if people can still hear me, but just wanted to say that this is, of course, an additional benefit. Okay, he's back, so I will make a move. And I think, I mean, making the deuce point increases gammon rates for both players. So think, let's have some fun. and make it. Let's see, maybe we get some interesting game out of it, because running or splitting, I mean, we had enough of that already.
So I messed up my PR with this wrong pass. Well, let's try a priming against the 2-point game. 2 point.
Okay, in gammonish positions, because we are both four-way, both of us, of course, have to double really aggressively. And am I going to do this? Slotting is less attractive because, I mean, the 6-point is already unstacked, so I somehow feel like this better. Why am I supposed to slot? And no. Yeah, the 8-point is stripped as well, so I don't do it.
So I think maybe it's time for hit and split. No other option here.
Okay, so this looks good, and if he doesn't perform well, we are into cubing territory, probably.
So 3 in which 5, 5 in which 3. Pretty much screwed.
Yeah, four-way, this is an insta-cube. Actually, he's in a dicey spot because if I mean, I have 3-point board. I mean, okay, let's cube first and see what he does.
Yeah, it's 4-way, this is not nice. Ten checkers in the zone, a hit, 3-point, nothing. I don't like it.
Yeah, good pass. But that is, I think, a score pass. I would have taken it for money.
So 3-2. I think we have to play this for duplication.
So now the roles are reversed. He has to double very aggressively, while I have to be really careful taking and cubing. So I certainly won't hit loose. I want to basically play for a simple game. Simplify, run, don't get things complicated.
Okay, 4-1. Golden point or my bar point should be an easy decision.
And he should look for gammonish positions. So is that already an opportunity to make a run for it? At least when he has to hit me, he cannot make another inside point. I'm ahead in the race, so why not run?
Okay, double 5 looks good. Pretty much without alternative, I think.
Yeah, this is why. So where now I'm down. Oops, I don't want to get in there with that checker. Yeah, now I'm down in the race, but at least the position is not very gammonish. I think he should double now. I don't want to step up to the 5-point. Oh,
Yeah, this should
what a bad play.
double at the score.
Yeah, I made a terrible move, it seems. Felt natural. Maybe I should have stepped into the bar. So now this doesn't seem to be very gammonish. 1-point board. So I think it's a take. 9 pips. 9 pips. Can hit something, take.
So 6-4, I guess.
Okay.
Doesn't like my play for 5. Can't make a new point. Let's go all in for the blitz.
Oh, I didn't realize that it was my turn. Yeah, I really blundered by not going into the bar. I just thought, okay, I should have distracted him from making inside points, but I just thought with being down in the race wouldn't be worth it.
So you can make the 5 point, not the bar, I guess.
Now I'm really down in the race and just build my board and hope for the best.
And the next point.
Do I want to have blots in my home board right now? I mean, I rather want to make the 4 point than the 3 point, so can't be that bad.
So for 5, can play 2 down, or I can start blitzing. I guess I will not overdo it here.
Yeah. Making crossovers just in case he gets on the attack.
Just make the bar, I guess.
Because losing a gammon would really hurt. Well, this should help. Put some more teeth in my board, maybe. I'm not. I mean, his plan shouldn't be like attacking me now. So yeah, do I really need playing stiff and doing crossovers? Nah, I will build my board. Oops, wrong.
3. Can hit on the 1. Best gammon chances still.
Yeah, maybe I could get punished. I mean, I didn't do the crossovers.
That was creative.
And now
I don't want to give a shot here.
admittedly, that's a really bad sequence.
So cannot close, but at least.
So I think it's very clear that my top priority should be avoiding the gammon loss, so I'll be out of there.
Easy one.
Okay.
4 is easy. 3 as well.
1, 2. So I don't. Whatever.
6 of 2 off.
Okay, back in the race.
So 1, 2, 3, and then 2 should be easier.
I mean, I was just kidding, but one more good double. Who knows?
So 2 and 5-3 as well.
Game over.
Okay, it's getting close.
Okay, now I have to be hyper aggressive with my doubles.
easy. And we have the 5 point, 11 point is not so important, I guess.
But certainly not in this spot. So what I was about to say was that three-way, two-way is the score after four-way, two-way where you have to be most aggressive, and it's I think the only other score where you sometimes can double even after the opening sequence, but of course not when the opponent starts out like this. So question here is, I really want to get my checkers going, like, so that looks like the ace, because I don't want to get primed, of course. But then where's the 4? 6 to 2 is just awful. But let's say I play the 4 here. I mean, this doesn't do anything. I mean, this is just playing for second place. I don't like it. So I guess I have to do something. I don't know. Oops, shouldn't.
Okay, for 2 we can hit. I think we have to.
1, 2, 3. The 4th is also clear.
No double from the bar. 2 is easy and 6.
Yeah. If you had danced, I probably should have doubled already, but like this, I think that even at this score, this is just not good enough, unfortunately. So I will make the anchor. And 10 to 5 is really bad because I want to make, I really want to have my firepower on the bar point, because that is a point I really want to make. And if I play 10 to 5, I probably won't get it. So yeah, I don't see anything else. I mean, can I do something else here? No. At least I don't see it. Maybe I can. I can.
The double in a money game, but at this score I don't like it. No. Let's try and run.
I should have played 10 to 5. Really hate it. I don't know why. Well, I don't know why I should have played it. Not. I know why I hate it. So this is a good number.
Okay, makes my doubling decision easy. I guess stacking up is best here.
Again, a dance would have led to an insta-cube, but even raise, still nothing. So now the question is, do I go for the attack? And what else am I supposed to do? Looks weird against one checker. What are the alternatives? I really want to make the 10 point. I mean, the alternative is, I suppose, something like this, going for some priming potential. But this somehow, yeah, it leaves me totally stripped. And if he rolls a bad number, I mean, there are also like bad numbers that come in, I suppose. Yeah. Okay, I will go for it just because of the score. Ah!
Easy no double. 5. It's forced.
Well, that was really bad. Sometimes also you get carried away by the score. I need to get into gammonish positions and all that stuff. Probably that was one of these instances.
Easy no double again. And lucky one can make the bar.
Okay, prime versus prime. Cannot get out, right?
double, easy, no double, I think.
Did I overlook something?
Even though 3s and 1s.
I should have gone out. A terrible play, a total disaster.
That's a lot.
Really losing it here. Wow, now I'm really upset. That's what I told you about. Now you really, I mean, you don't see it probably, but now I'm really upset with my performance. This is just, yeah, he's completely stripped. I mean, I understand it now, but it felt like, hey, make the bar point. I mean, I totally lost the game plan here. So sorry.
So, 3 checkers behind a 5 prime is very strong. And if I roll a 5 or 6, I lose my market by a lot, if I have not lost my market already. But it's automatic double.
Okay, I need 25% to win this game. Wow, what a big mistake. Horrible. I mean, I should raise is even. I think that's an easy take. No gammons. Yeah, easy take. And usually I think my rule of thumb is you shouldn't, I mean, I think I have like a higher percentage, or maybe I don't. Yes, I mean, maybe you should have just rolled. I don't know. I think the take is clear.
So, 6 is great, and the 1, why not cover here?
No, that is also wrong. Is it, do I have the wrong score? Am I playing the wrong position? I don't know. How can I not have? I'm down 4-5. Why shouldn't that be a take? 25%? Even raise? Well, I don't get it. I really don't get this one. No gammons? Well, anyhow, I have to recube now. Is the score wrong? I'm down 4-5.
Yeah, at least we solved the time trouble issue.
At least I got the score right. Why shouldn't I take this?
5, 3.
Okay, so this is, sorry. So this is one of the instances where you can see how you can completely butcher a game. I probably totally misunderstood it. I mean, not I probably, I did. But yeah, so we are all humans, right? So I made a fool of myself.
Okay, this was lucky.
And I get punished. Now I roll 6. At least I think
5.
I think I cannot make many more mistakes.
So, will I give up my prime? I don't think so.
Keep that checker. Doesn't really matter.
So, 5, 3, clear from the rear. Clear from the rear again. Keeping the prime has some merit, huh?
Okay, the 6 is forced. That I can see. So then the 5 should be easy as well.
So, 3, 1. I think we can play pick and pass. 5-1. Safe. 2-1. Do we have to hit? Good question. Blunder potential.
Well, I think I might even have hit here. So last opportunity for a blunder. I can go for the contact here, but I'm only down 5 pips. But I could slow him down. The problem here is that his small numbers that are bad in the race, like ace deuce, double aces, are all of a sudden good for him. And his big numbers are good anyway, and there are not so many numbers that leave a shot, so I'm inclined to go for it. I mean, he does 2 crossovers. I mean, I'm also having enough crossovers, but yeah, I don't think he has to hit, and I to hit back 20 seconds, so I will play like this.
So,
not punished.
Easy and one potential gap, I guess.
Okay, run Forest run. What else can I say?
So, 5 and what else? 2 and 5? No. 5 and 2. Off. 2. Off.
Okay, well played. Better than me, certainly. And wow, that was a bad game. Okay, that.
Okay. Thanks, Dirk, for the match.
Yeah, thanks. I mean, that was funny how I butchered the last game. I mean, I was just really, I don't know what happened. This is sometimes, I mean, I felt really comfortable, like in the format, commenting and playing until all of a sudden not anymore. Did you think that this was such a big pass that I took? I mean, race, even 25%. Didn't you?
You need 25 without cube wick. I was too busy with my problems with my pass, which you forced me with a blunder to make a blunder.
Okay, let me check it out. I'm trying to import the match right now.
Yeah, I will do the same.
Let me see if I find it here. And did you see the weird where I made 2 crossovers running against the gammon, and I got punished for that as well by the evaluation? I mean, I'm sorry. I mean.
To be honest, I'm so busy with myself that I rarely think about the actions of my opponent.
Yeah, okay. I mean, that was fun. I mean, except for the last game, I'm actually really happy with my performance, and then I just totally screwed up. Sorry.
But the people enjoy it. They like it.
Yeah. No, it's also funny
in a way because they see that you are human.
You're supposed to be a good player, and then you totally, I don't know, hallucinate, and yeah. So shall it be. So I'm like on 1.7 all the time, and then boom.
Yeah.
That's really embarrassing.
And the problem with this format that you see this immediately, which is might be an issue.
Also I got get a little bit thrown off balance, of course, but yeah, that shouldn't actually happen. I mean, that's just ridiculous.
So you have a faster computer, I
Yes, I
think,
do.
because you are already ready. I heard
Okay.
this.
Okay, so I've got the analysis.
We can just talk a little bit. My computer needs a little bit more time. I think I also started it a little bit later. But anyway.
Yeah.
Or do you maybe need a break? I already had mine.
No, I went to the bathroom as well. For now, I'm totally fine.
Okay.
Yeah, the last game really was a joke. Let's see.
So in this Prime versus Prime cube action, you were pretty sure that this was an easy take for me. That I screwed up.
I didn't think about it, but it looked like actually because I mean, even if I make the 6 prime, you hit lose, and you can get the 6 prime as well. So, and I think it was like a 5-away, 4-away, and your take point is even quite low. And yeah, I was happy that you passed. That was all I can say about it. And I mean, it was supposed to be not even a double, which I mean, even knowing that it isn't a double. I mean, it's only a very small no double according to XG, by the way. Even knowing that, I mean, the position. I mean, when you threaten to make a 6 prime, I mean, good things can happen. I mean,
yes, we saw which good things can happen.
Yeah.
The opponent might see ghosts.
I mean, I was happy if somebody had told me, okay, explain to me why your pass is actually a pass. I would have believed. So in that sense, I never would have thought that it's such a trivially easy take. But I think the solution is that I don't win a lot of gammons. That means, since your take point is low, I mean, the only danger is that you lose a gammon on the 2 cube because the value of my gammons is higher. So it's not a gammonish position. In non-gammonish positions, you can take actually more than for money at that score.
And I underestimated my counter priming chances. That was,
yeah.
But this was not an oversight. This is just a weakness in my system. Definitely, it's not.
Okay, so but I guess we will talk about that cube a little bit later when we.
Okay, we are now at 44%. We have. I think we need 2 or 3 more minutes small talk.
Yeah. So yeah, as I said, I mean, in the beginning we really played really well.
Yes, I surprised myself.
And after that, okay, but that was just total misconception.
Absolutely.
We will get to it. Why? But the weirdest thing was the one where GNU told me that I made when I was running desperately against the gammon. Remember the game? When I rolled the double fours on the last roll, I made these crossovers and just explained to the viewers that you just have to go to the 6 point, bring your checkers, make crossovers. So I did it, and boom, was almost a blunder. And so according to GNU, so that yeah, that shows you that there are also some flaws in the machines. Simply, I mean, let's see. I'm just curious if XG criticizes the play as well. Okay, Swift.
I'm at 61% here.
Yeah.
I wish it would stop now. This would mean 2.5 for me and 0.9 for you.
Yeah, but that would have been just that would have looked like a setup. I mean.
But now he got my bad pass.
Yeah.
Jumped to 5.9.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think it's really good practice here that you have to learn to keep focused even if you see you messed it up completely.
Yeah.
And then it's really a good training, I think.
Yeah.
I try to focus and.
Yeah. It's a different format. I mean, for sure. And you sometimes lose a little bit also track. I mean, no excuses here. I mean, that was just a play that I never should have made. I mean, the take, I don't blame myself for the take. I also don't blame myself for hitting loose because I just felt like, okay, you have to do something, increase gammon rates and all that stuff. So that's a blunder that I could make all day long. The only play I really blame myself for is this not seeing that your prime is completely stripped and that, yeah, I mean, I'm ahead in the race. I mean, it's one checker versus one checker. So I was just, I don't know, I wasn't even looking at the race really anymore. So that was just total garbage. I mean, if I had been, I mean, if you had more builders, so it would have been too dangerous. So that's just nonsense. But the take that I only have, according to XG, I've got only 23%, which is.
So we got some suggestions here from the chat. Simon Chama suggested that I should accept donations to get a faster computer.
Yeah.
No, in reality, he wrote that he's asking if I have a C64 or an Amiga 500.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, but the thing is, if you... one thing is that I only have a notebook here, my normal working notebook. And of course, if you are streaming at the same time, it also takes some resources. So
yeah.
I'm quite happy that it works at all.
I think the viewer wanted to say in a nice way that he doesn't like our small talk.
Yes, give us your analyzing and okay. But we are at 91%.
Okay, so small talk will be over soon.
Very. Yeah.
So which that's just the standard world class.
Yes, just XG plus.
Yeah. Okay.
But
on the other hand, look at it in a way, if we hadn't blundered, what would we have to talk about? So that was just, we needed some substance to talk about.
Yeah, I think it was okay. Yeah. And if we just both play just the two, then maybe it would be boring for the viewers. Because they know that especially that you are a first-class player, though they know that what you can handle, and so it's a rare occasion to see you not to play a 2 or at least low 3. So it just makes you more human. See it like that, and you gain a lot of sympathy. Okay, now the analysis is finished. So we have a 403 for myself and a 3.8 for you.
Well,
then
okay, where do we start then?
I would suggest we had done a lot of analyzing during the match. I would just go through the errors and close cube decisions. And if someone in the chat says when they have a specific position, then we can go over that. Or if you have something in your mind which you want to talk about, then we can stop as well. But otherwise, I would just jump to the first error of one of us. And this would be a slight mistake in game 1 in move 6, where I had to play a 6-5. It was not so easy for me. Yes, I was not sure how to play it.
For me, I liked your play, actually. I would have done the same mistake, to be honest. And I mean, here you can see, in my opinion, that this is a mistake I wouldn't bother about. I mean, there are classes of mistakes, like systematic ones, where I really would bother. What should I learn from that? In this occasion, it's a little bit better to play with all the blots, and so I would I mean, these are just the mistakes that happen, and I still like your play, so for my part, I would just move on to the next one.
I think
I really try to derive a concept from it, but
I think
maybe deprive me of half a roll, and yeah, but
I think it's important to realize here that 6-5 is a very bad roll, and you have to make the best of it. And to be honest, I'm a little bit proud that I at least had, I think I had 11-5 and 6-1, even though I had not the courage to do this. At least I think I had it on the board.
Yeah.
And I thought, as I said to myself in my head, don't lose your head here, yeah, and don't, because, and the 3 points seems to me the least of the evil, so to speak. But you're right. I think there's not much here to, and it's not a big thing anyway. Yeah. Then the 2-1. Yeah, I was pretty sure that hitting is too much against this 4-point board. What's your view on that?
Yeah, I said in the stream that I like hitting because, I mean, you were running out of time anyway. And the nice thing is that 4s and 5s are duplicated. I mean, if it wasn't for so there are not that many numbers. And of course, it gets you closer to, if things go well for you, I mean, I will end up in a holding game, and then you can use the cube efficiently. So, but that is, of course, thinking far ahead. And I think, yeah, I mean, without the duplication, I'm quite sure that the play would be really bad, but like that was my thinking.
And without the strip midpoint as well, huh, as a minor.
Yeah, that's minor, but I think that's pretty much the maximum number of shots. I don't know, that you can afford. But also not a big deal, and also really difficult to say where is the threshold, and each position is different.
Of course, 6-3 is ugly, I knew, but what I thought, and what I said during the commentary, I feel a little bit ashamed of now, that after the move, I think, in the next move I said that maybe 8-7, 8-6 was an option. No. Sometimes it would be better to just keep your mouth shut.
Okay. So
anyway, it's a good thing that this idea came way too late for a blunder.
Yeah.
Then it jumps to the second game, to move number 5, with a 4-1 from my side, which is a slightly bigger error.
Yeah, I already commented in it in the stream that it's really mandatory, or not mandatory, but very important once the opponent has made the bar point and you are stuck on the 24 with your 2 checkers, to get them going. I mean, get a good anchor. The 23 is not much an improvement over the 24. So yeah, I would really have liked the big split, and now you have the stronger board, and I sort of stacked, and yeah, you have a good chance to get a good anchor, and then you devaluate my bar point. So
obviously I thought that I need protection for the split. That's why I choose to hit.
But for the small split, what kind of protection? I mean, I'm not so keen on attacking you on the deuce anyhow.
Yeah, but the idea was, of course, I would have preferred the bigger split and a hit, but this is not allowed here. So
okay, that's what you mean. Yeah, I thought, because I still don't have that much firepower. I mean, also, if I have to hit, like if I make the 4-point, like with the 3-2, then you have returns with 6s, my 8-point is stripped, and you are on the 23. So yeah,
but if XG would say that coming up with both backmen is a blunder, then we would say, hey, you have 10 men in the blitzing zone, how can you split without
Of course, that's always the after analysis. I mean, I'm not saying that it's always correct, but I found that really once the bar point is made, for example, the correct move with the opening 4-3 is bring 2 checkers down. Let's say the opponent opens with making the bar point with the 6-1. then it's already a bad play. Then you really have to move your back checkers. So that's just a general concept. I mean, you can maybe think of it like sort of a default, or at least as soon as a bar point is made, uh, the big split or getting your back checkers moving moves up a notch regarding your priorities that you have in the position. Let it put it that way. I mean, for any strategical stuff, you can find a zillion exceptions. I know that, and then we would just argue the other way around. But
So my argument was that the opponent has some kind of attacking position, and I have already the 1 point, so blitzing is by default an idea, and I already have 10 checkers in the zone. So I tried blitzing and getting the back checkers mobilized. That was my idea, but obviously it was not so the best one. Okay, let's move on.
okay, that was it for the game, I think.
Yeah.
I liked your 6-2. I mean, let's also talk about the good moves. The 6-2 that you were thinking of making the 4 point or all that stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a very big mistake to do anything else. But you were thinking a long time with the 6-2. I remember. So there was maybe some blunder potential, or I don't know. Maybe you were just explaining some concept.
Yeah. To be honest, I hitting and then covering on the 2, I did not see on the first place.
Okay.
It took me a while. And
okay.
I more or less discovered it by accident and then realized,
so, that was a good accident.
Yeah.
Okay.
But what about the cube action?
Cube action, I think, where was it?
In move 6.
Still in the game. Yeah, that was pretty standard, I thought. I mean, like, okay, your blitz is stronger than one of these double fives opening blitz positions. That, I mean, that is my reference. Like when one side splits, the other rolls a double fives, and then you come in with one checker, or you have something like this. And I compared it like a little bit with the double fives position. Your front position is stronger. You have more men in the zone. But also my front position is far stronger. I have a prime. So if I think I said it in the stream, when I get an anchor, I really have a good game. So I felt relatively confident. Also because I think because of the score, my recubes are also a little bit stronger than usual. So that's certainly an argument as well.
Yep.
I don't know. I can check if that. I mean, it's always interesting to see if it's a score thing. So I will just put the position into another XG and tell you how the correct cube action for money is in this position. I mean, the take should be smaller. Would be my best guess. No, it's the same. So who's leading? Yeah? No, it's basically the take is the same at the score and for money. Okay, so
then it jumps to game 3, and still my mistakes, and here even a blunder. 5-2, yeah, jumping out.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, that's what you usually do. I mean, you're really happy to jump out. Because then I cannot make an inside point. You just keep me busy, and since you already have checkers back, that blot on the ace point is really terrible. And I don't even have bad sixes from the bar. That's another good rule of thumb. When you think about making such a tempo hit, look at the opponent's sixes. Yeah. Sometimes the opponent's sixes are really bad, which makes the tempo hit more attractive. Because then at least there are some really bad numbers, but here
they're really good.
They're really good. I mean, they make the 9 point, like it actually happens. So that's certainly another argument for not hitting there, because I don't have any terrible rolls from the bar, except for 6-6.
And also coming in on the 23 by itself is not what I would like to prefer here. I would, when hitting, then with a bigger split or.
Yeah, that
also
to protect a bigger split. Remember that later we will see it. I made a blunder with the 2-5 as well, where I should have jumped into the quadruple shot for pretty much the same reasons.
So it's really a distraction split, so to speak, because many of your rolls make the 5 or the 4 point, and then I can at least make a counter and anchor with a 6. Yeah, hitting loose and just going on to the 23 point, it's just too weak. I see it now, yeah. Okay.
Yep. Next one.
Then, because I also have activated close cube decisions, and it's quite nice that directly in the next move, it seems that you have a borderline no double here.
Yeah, I talked about it in the stream that let me check how borderline.
But at plus it's a 12 millipoint error to double.
Borderline. I mean, that's the pure score double, but it didn't feel like I have so many market losers. I mean, you double more aggressively because basically I mean, the leader, you in this case, you rarely get to any recube. So the cube is basically, well, for the foreseeable future, it is dead for you. So there is no ugly recubes coming my way. So I can just, I mean, I can roll double aces or something. There are some market losers, so I can see the reason. And once you got the 2 anchors, I didn't feel at all that I needed to double at any point because the position was just not volatile enough.
Yeah. But still, I think it's very valuable to. I like this settings here that I also look at very close cube decisions because you see a lot of interesting things which maybe you would miss, and it's. I think it's valuable for learning purposes.
Yeah. You can just tell me to which. I don't have it, so I can maybe put it into. I mean, there should be an easy way to show it.
Did not get you, Dirk. What's your last comment about?
No, so that I can also see the closed cube action.
Okay. You can on this little on the right side of this red rectangle where you go to the next error, you have these settings.
The settings.
There on the right side you have.
They are also closed decisions. Okay, so then now.
And I set this to 20 millipoints.
Yeah, that's the default. Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, let's go on, and finally your first little deviation from perfect play. In move number 10, the 6-5.
Again, I don't think nothing much to learn from it. I thought you have the blot. I need to get my inside points, and the other one looked sort of unflexible to me, a little bit like inflexible. But of course, after making the 3-point, I'm also stripped. But it felt like a good time to make another point, and then if things work out well, turn the cube. That was the idea. But maybe I could have turned the cube anyway after the safe play, after your roll. So I shouldn't. Maybe that's an argument.
But I think it's one of the positions you mentioned that it's not worthwhile to analyze because you cannot grind out the rules for it.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't. Usually it's a good idea to play a little bit riskier when the opponent has a blot in the home board, and I didn't feel threatened at all. So I thought, how bad? I mean, I think in the stream I often said, how bad can it be? So it wasn't very bad. I mean, it wasn't.
Okay, then we continue. Then we have another very close cube decision. Your double was on the lower end of the doubling window.
Yeah, again, not many market users. As simple as that. Just felt like, um, let's say this is a double. For some reason, I overlooked something, and the argument is always you better double now if it's a small mistake. I mean, I thought it cannot be a big mistake. So let's say it's a small mistake. Then I make one small mistake. But let's say not doubling is a small mistake, and I make that not doubling mistake 5 times. So the potential for mistakes is a lot bigger when you don't double.
Yeah.
Because then you can repeat and repeat and repeat. So I just got myself out of that problem by just turning the cube. So that should be at least your default. I mean, when you are confident that the position is not a double, of course you shouldn't double. But here, when you don't know, just chip it.
Yeah, and also the opponent is leading in the match. Maybe he's overdoing his idea of protecting his lead and maybe drops.
Exactly.
You never know.
I mean, there are some gammons, and the cube is like frozen for you, and all the arguments before. So I've always, even seeing the result, I would double it anyway, anytime.
So if the opponent sees this as a 1-5 back game, he may pass. But it's a 5-point holding game with some extras. So.
Yeah. So I totally stick to my double.
Yeah. Okay, then we come to move 11, the 5-3 from your side.
That's a typical, I mean, that's a very non-human play. I mean, that probably I wouldn't make in a million years. I mean, my move, it looks like, okay, better distribution. We are so trained on not making these big stacks and looks stripped everywhere and 5 checkers on the 6 points. So talking about pattern recognition, that looks bad. So that is why I couldn't, again, another mistake where for me it would be really hard to change my strategy, because that could also lead in the next position. It is correct to play what seems to be more flexible. So probably if I take that too hard now to play 14-6 in such a situation, in the future it might easily produce more mistakes than it helps. I don't know. Just I would say a machine play, and I would be surprised if my play if you make a vote, if my play wouldn't come out on top in a democratic decision.
And if you play 14-6 and it would be a mistake or even a blunder, it would be a tough discussion with your grandmaster colleagues, or why you made such a beginner's move.
Yeah, it's just like I mean, in the end, we cannot do all the calculations, or not even a little bit of calculations, cannot go deeper. We have to rely on pattern recognition, and I think it's still better to try. More often than not, the flexible pattern is better than the seemingly stiff one. I mean, the merits, just to explain why this play makes sense, is just, I mean, you shouldn't see all those points as stripped points, but when you have 2 checkers on a point, you can clear it.
Yeah.
And my game plan is to just clear all my points and get home.
You have 3 points that are ready to clear.
Now I have 3 points that I can clear.
Yeah.
So that's, for example, like a direct example, after my play, I think a 6-5 leaves the shot right away. Is that true? Probably, yes. And things like that. So, and after the machines play, I can clear the 9 point, for example. Okay, so that's the reason, but still, we are pattern recognition animals, at least most of us. I consider myself to be one. So I mean, I would still probably not try to change my strategy. Although I can see the merits, of course.
And the flexible play, you have this dilly builder, and you put your spare on the point you wanted the least, on the 9 point.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I wasn't really clear the 9 point. I thought, like it happened. Then I rolled 4-1, and I was really happy to be able to make the deuce point. I mean, good point in my collection. Actually, after the stiff play, for example, now I see it. How do you play 4-1? Then you leave a shot with 4-1. So yeah, still not 100% clear. Yeah, 4-1 leaves a shot, or am I hallucinating?
But when you talk about when you see it, did you see
No, when
14-6? Did you see this move while playing?
No, yeah, I mean, I saw it, but I discarded it immediately.
Okay.
I mean, the 5 was clear. I had to play 49, and then probably I paused the second, and then okay, 6-3 flexibility, and let's move on.
Okay.
Okay.
Then come to the next one. Big jump to move number 18. Yeah. Yeah, this was a stupid mistake from myself because I have to run anyway. I will not get a double shot. Most likely I have to run next time. This was directly commented it in the game. This was really stupid.
I mean, I explained it to the viewers, I think already in the stream. I mean, that was just, I mean, you have to, I mean, the gammon is a real danger. Let's look at the percentages. That's 5% more gammons.
Yeah.
So.
And I have such a good chance to avoid the gammon by running. And I cannot stay here for 2 or 3 rolls.
Risk, no gain because I have no shot leaving numbers. Sometimes you stay there because you may get a double shot, but not here.
This was really a stupid error and easily to be avoided. Okay. Then 6-5, kind of the same theme, huh?
Yeah, same concept. Yeah, I was in the stream. I was commentating. Okay, he's really not worried about the gammon. Really not worried. Doesn't, and so blah blah. So like something like. And here there's also the tactical aspect. I mean, like look for example at a roll like 5-4 that I can play safe now. That leaves a shot when you open the ace.
Yeah, I was too afraid of these 3 attackers on your 2, 3, and 4 point, and yeah.
Yeah, but that what are you going to do next time? Like maybe you roll something like double 3s and just get stuck. I mean, that's also a real danger.
But to be honest, I have made similar mistakes in the past in this type of position, so this is definitely another weakness.
Then I would put it into, I mean, I have this list, this very personal list of my biases and tendencies where I tend to make mistakes. And then I would put it on that list that you are maybe not running aggressively enough against the gammon and stay on your anchor too much or something.
I think what would help myself here is an easy kind of rough estimation formula how many gammons I will lose here roundabout. And if maybe in this direction, yeah. Okay, but anyway.
In this particular case, just to finish it, it's I mean, it has to be that you probably, I mean, if you don't run and waste your inside pips, you have to lose some more gammons, no matter how many, but some. If it's 3, 4, or 5%. And so you need to compensate that for winning chances. And does running out really give you more winning chances? I mean, hard to see because there are fewer numbers, at least on the next roll, that leave a shot. So then I would, since it's not clear that staying back wins more games, then I would just
and I'm wasting 9 pips here, which means a whole roll I'm wasting.
Oh, it's significant, yeah.
And for which extra chances, winning chances? That's the question. And giving up a complete role in the gammon race is a lot.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
then we come to game number 4. Yeah, I saw both, and then let's sloppy analyzing by myself, and I said at least 5 point is the 5 point. Of course, I'm in the defense. If we go to the old speaking of Joe Sylvester, offense, defense, then making the 4 point is clear, but still I thought, I'm not in so huge danger, and the 5 point looks very nice here, but what's your thinking on that?
Maybe you are not that much in blitz danger, but also like a little bit also in prime danger. And the score is also a factor. When you are leading, and my gammons are more valuable. I mean, 4 points on the 2 cube. The gammon on the 2 cube gets me to Crawford. Then if my gammons are more valuable, then your priority or one of your priorities should be to keep my gammon rates low, because you don't want at that score, you don't want to receive a gammonish cube, a cube with gammon potential. And so once you made the anchor, you're out of that. Or for the most part.
And if I make my 5 point, it's more likely you get to a gammonish cube than that I get to a gammonish cube. It's a big difference here.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, of course, your gammons go also up, and you really would like to win a gammon on a 2 cube. But it's
far away.
So I'm in the, I mean, I wouldn't say in the driver's seat, but I have a significant advantage here, and I'm on the road. So probably my gammons will go up more than yours.
Yes.
Okay, so I checked it, by the way. That is also a recommendation. Check your plays if they are score dependent or not. And actually, for money game, it's a wash. It's It's exactly. I mean, it's not a mistake anymore to make your play. So that's also interesting to note that it's really a score thing with the gammons and the 2 cube and all that stuff. So if you had been down in the match score, you definitely should have made your play.
Yeah.
So that's maybe interesting to note.
Yeah. But what's the problem here for me is that I always have this old falafel rule in my head that it's never, if the make the 5 point is an option, then it's never a blunder to make the 5 point. So if you just play for avoiding blunders, that was his idea.
Yeah, okay, it wasn't a blunder.
Yeah, that worked out. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the problem is, I of course I try to search for the exceptions, and I will not just make my 5 point. That's not what I can do if I want to reach PR 4.5. That's the wrong attitude. But looking for the exceptions, you can make horrible blunders.
It's also helpful when you, before the game starts, think about what the score means for your game plan and how your game plans change. And if you, before the game start are aware that you want to avoid gammonish positions, or where the opponent more than for money in relation to money game, unlimited, then maybe you are more sensitive towards seeing these moves that make these defensive moves that establish the anchor first. And what I said in the stream, once you have the anchor, then you have all the freedom to build points, go for the prime.
So it's similar to chess when you have more material. You're looking for simplifications for exchanging pieces. And here I look for simplifications and look for running or for anchoring to make the position simpler and less gammonish. Yeah. It's a good point for the anchor. Yeah. At least I thought about it. That's also important.
Yeah.
Then we jump to the next one. 4-1. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't even. I didn't pay attention to that one. Feels natural. That's also the human play. Make the bar point and be happy with it.
Yeah.
So what else can I say to this? Still, it looks like works well with the deuce point. If I come in on the ace, so I mean, it feels actually. I mean, it's less. Is it? Yeah, less builders to make the 4 point to make it not even. It's just like tough to say. That's another thing where I wouldn't. Okay, move on. I would say to myself, okay, that was a mistake, but
Yeah, maybe there's a duplication of threes, huh? Potentially later, coming up and hitting from 7 to 4.
yeah, but that is really looking into the future. So
Zanek told me I should look more into the future.
yeah.
You say I'm overdoing it now? I think you're right.
No, it's just like it looks like really a parlay. I mean, I have to come in, then I mean, many things have to happen. This is just one very small portion of all the possible parlays, and so I wouldn't, in that special instance, I wouldn't be concerned about that. But it's like everybody has a different attitude towards the game, and so sure, I think I'm more more looking at the patterns, and when other world class or really good players do it slightly differently. So yeah, but
Okay.
really, would be hard for me to take away anything from that again in that instance.
Then let's continue. Oh, I don't like this position.
Yeah, I mean that is just, well, it's understandable. I mean, when the opponent threatens with the 6 prime and you are stuck with the 4 prime at the moment, so yeah, what can I say? I mean, I also only thought, I mean,
You can be honest. You don't have to be nice, Dirk. You can just be honest with me.
No, I wasn't thinking about your decision. I mean, you will see the stream afterward. I was just surprised myself that it was such a big take, but I was just like, okay, market losers, threat of a prime, let's chip it, which was wrong even.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure that this is exactly this type of positions I should play a few times to see what happens here. Played out by hand against XG, or watch XG playing.
Yeah, that's a good point, a very good point. And just talking about scores, and that score, from your point of view, your opponent is 5 away. So in positions with few gammons, you can take actually more than for money. So you shouldn't be more conservative in non-gammonish positions, only in gammonish positions. So that because people have the misconception that, okay, I'm leading in the match, I have to be always more conservative. And here at that score, since when you look at the gammons, it's only 10% for me, that's lower, even lower than the opening position. So this is a non-gammonish position or with few gammons. So you shouldn't be more conservative with your cube strategy, actually.
At least with initial doubles.
Yeah, I'm talking about initial doubles. And I checked it for money. For money, it's also a big take, but actually it's even a bigger take at that score than for money. I mean, slightly, but it's just that you distinguish between position types, that you know in these types, I have to really be more conservative than what my normal strategy would be. And there are other types where I don't need to change my strategy or where I can even take more in this case. Because in the pure race, you could take more than for money at this score.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So Simon,
no, you did it pretty fast, actually. You didn't think a lot about it.
Yeah, I just did not understand this position.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I could have thought longer about it. I think I would have made the same mistake. So this is just misconception here, and
Yeah.
I will play this a few times just to see what
Yeah,
happens.
that's a good idea. I mean,
And yeah, the counterplay. Obviously, I underestimated. Huh? Even if you make the 6 prime, it's not over. And that's
yeah,
what's happened in my
absolutely.
head. 6 prime, over, game out, game over.
Yeah.
And that's the wrong thing.
Yeah, and I even cannot usually when you have a 6 prime, you slot in front and build advance the prime easily. But I can't even do that aggressively because let's say I make the 6 prime and escape with my checker, and you build the 6 prime as well. It could be dangerous too. So it's just like, I mean, it's not super easy to get it home.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I suppose you don't want to see this position much longer.
Now that you say it, we can go to the chat where Simon Sharma said that in his XG++ on plus it was a double, but here I showed to the viewers that at plus it's still a 30 millipoint no double. I don't know what your XG is.
Then it's interesting because I also have it as a 30 no double, but
It maybe, I don't know. I have not necessarily the default settings in the analyzing tab.
no, but you have the same as mine. I mean, I
Yeah.
can also, I mean, while we are talking, I can just copy the position and make a quick rollout on another.
So we can enjoy this lovely position a little bit longer. Yes.
Yeah, I can see it. You can't see it. I can just give you the information. So let's move on. Then.
Okay, cool. I was just kidding.
The next one is nothing standard. Yeah.
So game number 6 we have here.
Oh, that's surprising me. I said like, yeah, probably I would take it for money. And doesn't seem to be the take. I mean, the pass. I mean, the pass was clear at the score, of course. But yeah, maybe it looks like it's not even. If I look at the percentages, not even a take for money.
Mm.
Well, okay.
Yeah, it's plus. At this score, it's a 69 millipoint error.
Okay, so yeah, because I think I said for money I would take, but that's definitely at that score has to be pass. Okay, so
yeah, the winning percentage is surprisingly high, huh? With 9 pips and against one man back, yeah. Strong. And relatively high possibility that I can improve my prime value in the next move. Yeah. Oh, I would not have expected a pass here.
Yeah. Yeah, that's well. I mean, I by the way, rollout result. It's now adjusted borderline no double for money. I put it for money. Okay, forget about this position. And yeah. Huh?
Okay.
Okay.
Then
So that is, okay. So that's a small pass here. Ooh.
yeah.
I was really confident. I thought not many gammons. So what's the problem here? Yeah.
Then let's continue with my next blunder. I think the 5-4 is coming up.
Yeah.
Oops.
Okay.
The gammon.
Gammon, yeah.
The gammons, yeah.
You go. I mean, the gammon value is 1, so gammons are twice as valuable as for money. So then you try to get all your firepower in bearing on my checker, because with each crossover that I do, the gammons go down for you, because then even if you make the closeout, if things go well for you, I still save a lot of gammons because I have fewer checkers to bring home. So you have to attack that checker quickly if you want to win a gammon, because otherwise my checkers will be just getting closer to home, and then there are just fewer gammons.
But even at a normal gammon price, like in money game, it will be a mistake because I gain 10% gammons and only
probably, but then it would be probably, let me check,
a smaller mistake.
a smaller mistake. No, only again, once you have doubled and I took the cube, then you have to be really like gammon, like really try to find a place that you normally wouldn't look out for at other scores that just increase the gammon rate. So let me check that play for money.
Yeah, the thing is, I was aware of the fact.
For money, it's break even, actually. No,
I was aware of.
Actually, your play is slightly better, slightly, but it's basically for money. It doesn't matter. So again, a very score, dependent move here.
I knew that I need the attackers quick for the gammons, but the problem was I was not ready to give you this 6-2 shot. That was my problem in my head.
That's still not. I mean, you haven't lost after.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so yeah, I think I was just commentating not on your play, but generally my first priority now is to just make crossovers, get the checkers home, and then I had the double fives. Maybe we can get to that. And I thought, okay, now I'm basically gammon free, so I can just put some teeth in my board, and I mean that was then a small mistake. I mean, I still should have continued making crossovers and also building the points in order. I thought I didn't want to have a blot in my home board, and but it's not a big deal, and gammon rates are very low, but it would have been almost punished. I mean, you rolled the perfect number to punish it, actually. My play.
But let's just go back to the 5-4 for 1 second, because Arthur in the chat said that 10-1 is an option. 10-1, yes.
10-1 is certainly an option. Yeah, that's a good point. Then, yeah, well, that's a good argument. Why don't you go just? I mean, if we are talking about avoiding the cross, I mean that I make crossovers, and it's actually it's a close second choice here. And that's a very good observation. Now that really gets the gammon rates up a lot. Maybe like to talk about score differences at two-way, four-way, maybe it would have been the best play even. I don't know. Let me check it. I will check the same play out, the 5-4 at four-way, two-way. Maybe then that play would be already the best. I mean, it could easily be. At four-way, two-way, where not only the gammons have maximum value, but also my increased gammon wins when I hit back with the double aces or stuff like that don't matter at all. So then those are the perfect ingredients for the hyper aggressive play. So very good point by the viewer. And almost right here, and would be right at four-way, two-way.
I don't know if I mentioned it while playing, but at least I had 10-1 in my head, but I quickly discarded it because I thought without direct cover, that's too much. That was
without direct cover, if you played, how many? I mean, how many covers do you have? I mean, you have sevens, that's 6 numbers, and you have eights, another six numbers. You're already at 12. And then you have 6-3, double threes, 5-4. You're already at 17. So you actually have tons of covers, double sixes. So you have like more than half the roads cover. Is that correct? Or half the roads cover or something? A lot, at least. So that's sometimes also the idea that okay, I don't have a direct cover. It's not. I mean, that's a better cover than only having an ace cover or something. Much better coverage.
I was too lazy to count the indirects or
Uh,
too stupid to see the indirects. Yeah, at least I could have counted them.
yeah. Also, I mean, if you don't even know don't even need to know the precise number, but if you see 7, 8s, and 9s, I mean that's a lot.
Mm.
So just yeah, but as I said, very good point. So then, anything else about my mistake of the double fives?
Okay. He doesn't want to lose so many pips or what? He does not want to lose so many pips or waste pips in the inner.
Yeah.
That's the point.
That's my argument. That's why my play was wrong. I mean, there's still some. I mean, we're talking about the double fives, I suppose.
Yeah.
So I'm still not out of the woods, and with the gammon, so I should stick to my plan and just make the crossovers and get that solved. And because I don't, by making that play, I don't even increase my winnings. So yeah, that was.
So if I close you out, it's a complete roll that you have sacrificed.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's really again a parlay because rarely it happens because you don't have the builders. And now when I make the inside points, then you cannot hit loose. Now I'm well protected. But of course, there are rules like double threes where you just make the point and then I'm, increased my, after the double threes and me dancing, it's already 16% of gammons. Or
Yep. Okay.
Okay, so now the game.
Your favorite game.
My favorite game. Let's see what an error rate I played in that game. Sometimes I look like
just because you want to.
Yeah, I went just.
It's almost one digit number. So.
Yeah, really.
It's not too bad.
Okay.
11.1.
Something to build on. Just next time I should try to get into the single digits. So, okay. The first mistake that I made, the 4-1, I like the play. At least I think it's the correct attitude for the score. This time it was wrong, slightly wrong, but you should really, for money, I suppose at least it would be a bigger mistake. I mean, let me check it out before I talk some stupid things, say some stupid things for money. No, for money, it's a bigger mistake. I mean, it's even third place now for money. So, but at that score, it's me who wants to increase gammon rates and be active and mix it up, and so I don't mind the play.
Yeah.
It's at least the general idea was right, unlike what is about to come.
Yeah.
Okay, 5-1. Yeah. Do you understand why my play is okay? Stripping the midpoint, maybe, but I really thought I should keep 3 builders for the bar point. That was the idea, but anyhow, this whole bar point thing killed my PR. This obsession in the end. What am I supposed to say? Usually, it's wrong. That I know from many positions. When you're trying to build the prime to put the checkers into the home board, but maybe that's my problem. I'm not really trying to prime that checker. That's maybe not my main plan.
Yeah, with 10-5, you're threatening a blitz, in a way.
Yeah, I'm threatening more the attack, and what am I? Yeah. Okay. So be it. Compared
Most
to the
likely a
rest,
score
it was
thing
still a
again,
great
no?
play.
Maybe a score thing again?
Yeah. My play, you mean, or
Yes,
the
your play.
right play? No, I was. I think that's where the disaster started out. I mean, this wrong game plan, being focused on building some prime and that stuff, and then I
Okay,
just.
then we continue to the 6-5.
Yeah, that was a score thing. I mean, you are first of all. I didn't even really consider leaving the anchor. But you are totally stripped. You cannot attack, and the race is the key point. I just that was also something like this brain dead phase where I wasn't really factoring in the race, which you always should do, and was just I don't know. I mean, since I'm ahead in the race, why not uh, leave that anchor? And again, it's also a play to mix it up. I mean, that is just the right play for the score as well, probably, or isn't it? Because you are not so. I mean, that loses more gammons, but then I don't mind that. I mean, superficially, you would think I would really mind to lose a gammon because you are two away. So a gammon on a one cube loses me the match, but that's a little bit short-sighted because at that score, the cube will end up on the two levels so often, one of us will turn it. So then, as soon as that happens, your gammons are worthless. So actually, me as the trailer at that score doesn't mind losing the gammon that much because very often will be it won't matter because the cube will be on the next level and then your gammons are dead. So that and this play clearly increases your gammons and increases my wins. So that's the perfect play for the score. I mean, probably for money it would have been right as well, but especially at the score. And I don't know, this hitting, I already felt. I mean, I thought, hey, I will increase my gammon rate by a lot, but actually it doesn't happen. It's only 2% or something. So, I mean, I had the score in mind, but I draw totally the wrong conclusion out of it.
Yes, problem is a little bit that you have to attack so deep, huh? So I have the good force and
So,
twos.
I mean, one of the arguments was also I might have a cube if you're a fan. So let me check this out. So what happens? Okay, I make my play. You stay out. Do I have a cube at that score? Let me check.
I guess not.
Yeah, at least that part of the argument wasn't so bad. If you had danced, I actually would have had a decently strong cube.
Okay. That makes it irgendwie even harder to find the other player.
Play actually. So this is a blunder. I mean, everybody is supposed to make blunders. Unfortunately, this is one of the blunders where I think, okay, I mean that can happen. I had my reasons, and I was off, but yeah, what can you do? Not an easy decision. Let me check out.
So I'm sorry, Dirk, I can't help you out. I don't understand this as well.
So
okay then. 6-3.
Yeah. Okay, so then again the race. I mean, you are completely stripped. I have the stronger board, so why not just go to the midpoint and hope for the best? But it's just total. What am I supposed to say? Very clear when you look at it, but I just was focused on my front game. I thought prime. I was in this, as I said before, I was in this prime versus prime mode, and yeah, bar point is the one that I want in my collection.
Yeah,
And
but you build a much weaker counter prime, so priming cannot be the best game plan, or?
yeah, yeah, I thought, okay, I built the prime, and then I'm in at the edge of yours, while you are not. I mean, of course, now that you see the percentages, it's all ridiculous, but at least uh, uh, to explain a little bit what went wrong in my head is that just, okay, make the bar point. I have you move something, and then I still have time to come out, or some stupidity. I don't know. Really hard to tell in hindsight what drove me there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is definitely a mistake. You said it's something you should be angry about because it should have been possible to avoid easily.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that is also another thing with PRs and these fluctuating error rates and all that stuff. On a good day or when you're concentrated, you see very clearly what's going on. And then there is one day, yeah, like today, where all of a sudden you have this situations where just some wires in your head are just on short circuit. I don't know how to express it. And then you make such a stupidity. Or, I mean, the funny thing is, I mean, you make such a ridiculous move, and somehow the machine still tells you that you played world class, which is maybe one should redefine when world class starts, or maybe some. So, like when you make such a blunder, you are out of the world class competition or something. For that match, at least.
Yeah, it's world class for humans. The computer says, you know.
Yeah, but I mean that's. I mean, in other sports, I mean, backgammon. I mean, since since it's hard to make money with backgammon, so I think in other mind games there are many more players who are super strong, and the super strong level in backgammon maybe still a little bit weaker compared to machines or whatever than in chess, because I don't know, because fewer people really spend hours and hours and hours on backgammon per day than in chess. I have no idea. Just don't take everything what I say now. That's just Kim. That wasn't like a pre-planned speech. Just a thought that occurred to me. I mean, it looks like you make a ridiculous play and then you still somehow in the world-class range. Yeah.
But still, we are at a point. I have talked about this quite a few times during my streams. That I think Mark Olsen said this. If something unexceptional, extraordinary happened, maybe someone dropped a glass on your side, and anything extraordinary happened, then your possibility to blunder goes up by a huge amount, not by double, by maybe 10 times likely to blunder. And then is the question, if something like that happens, and the same we have here, something unexceptional happened, you made some mistakes, and here in this format the computer told you, and then what do you do? Some kind of mantra to get back to focus.
Yeah, that's as I said in the first part, that's my biggest problem. I messed up with, I mean, I made a bad play with the 6-5, and probably, I mean, that is the perfect illustration of what I was saying in the interview part. I was still like somewhere in the back of my head, I had this 6-5 and was wondering, why should the blitzing be wrong? And I mean, I didn't check out what was the best play or anything, because then probably if I had checked out, I mean, what was the best play, I wouldn't have made the mistake, but that would have been unfair. I mean, if I had seen, I mean, I could have looked it up in GNU. I mean, in the format that we played, and then after I saw, if I had seen I had to play 22-16 with the 6, I think 99.9% that I wouldn't have made the blunder, because then I would have already learned about the game plan. So I think I could have manipulated the whole thing in a way that I probably would have avoided the mistake if I had looked it up. But I didn't do that through the whole match.
But one more thing.
Just thinking about the format, that is of course a danger, that you are biased. I mean, when you are as a player looking everything up, when you make a mistake, then it's bad in a sense, because then it gives you information of how to proceed in the game, and then you have not the authentic player. Just came up, came to my mind.
But earlier on, you talked about meditation. I have not much knowledge about meditation. Is there something like blitz meditation, something you can do in 5 or 10 seconds? And this would be something.
No, it's just like actually there is, but I haven't thought about it. Usually, I mean, you should. What you should do is concentrate on your breath. Just try to get like a distant get distance to it, like that thing that you did happened in a movie or something, or concentrate on your breath and just see it a little bit from an outside view, from like a kilometer above or whatever. And then you lose the attachment a little bit to what you did. And also what is a big mistake that, as you have seen, I also personalize it. So you idiot, and whatever. So and that is that's probably a good thing, that you should try to detach it. Don't take it personal. And then you have a better chance to avoid all the nonsense that I did afterward.
I heard this quite a few times, that I'm too harsh with myself, especially in this worst of series on the Sundays, where I'm really strict and with myself and my mistakes. But anyway, this is an interesting idea, and I will work on that, because I think this is really important to have some kind of method which you use in these unusual situations to get back to focus.
Yeah, to refocus on what lies ahead. I mean, that's the point. And I was just
things that you can change, not what you cannot change anymore.
Yeah, but I'm glad that I didn't cheat and looked up my mistake, because otherwise, I mean, it could easily have happened, because I haven't thought about it before. Because it would have been cheating, not with a bad intention, just out of curiosity. What's the right play? It didn't even occur to me that would give me very useful information of how to proceed with the game. So if I had cheated, it wouldn't be with a bad intention, just to mention it.
I don't do this as well. I only see the color codes in Heroes, and I don't click on the moves. And during the stream anyway, because then it would mess up the stream, the PR display. Yep.
I only did it once or twice when it was irrelevant. I was really curious after your pass, how big a pass it was, or something like that, because it was red, and your PR, PR, how to call the GNU thing, performance rating as well. Okay.
And I would not call it cheating.
Skyrocketed, and so I was curious, but that didn't give me any information for the next game.
And I would not call it cheating. That's the rules of the consultation. You can look it up.
And I don't know if it's the best format. Maybe the viewers can also give you their opinions. maybe you can choose a format where the players don't see, but then, yeah, it's also nice to see a mistake and explain in the live stream maybe why you think that was a mistake. So if you don't see the mistake.
To be honest, maybe I'm a little bit like a masochist, but I really enjoy the pressure. And when you get this immediate feedback.
Yeah. No. I like the format. I mean, you just keep in mind that it's exploitable.
Okay.
Let's
so continue.
Well, I thought, I mean, I need, what is it 25%? I thought I had it, I mean, up in the race, if I roll a quick 6, you can 3s and 4s, I hit lose. And so I'm really surprised that my percentage is that low. I'm just saying, I thought, I wasn't even sure about your double because I thought that my percentage is rather like in the 27 range. If it had been in the 27 range, then the double would have been a little bit more questionable.
Yeah, but really, in these kind of positions where you need 25%, you need 25, and now you have 23. Yeah. So just for erroring for 2%, which is really easy to do, you get here a blunder of 170.
I have a whole chapter in the book on how these equities are calculated. I mean, what it actually means, because nobody actually, or myself, I didn't know. Once 2 years ago or so, a student asked me, what does this number mean, this 172? Because the student told me, for money, I know it, but what do this equity, what does this equity mean? It's called EMG equity for anybody who is interested. And so I couldn't answer the question. I had to tell him, okay, I have to check it out myself, because I can, before I tell you some nonsense, let me check it out, and I get to you with the answer in the next lesson. And it's just the way how these equities are calculated. It's for each score, basically, the equities are calculated in a different way. And okay, but that's really a thing. Equities in match play, like the mistakes, I mean, everybody talks about them. Oh, I made an 80 mistake, but hardly anybody knows what that actually means at a certain score. So I think we talked about it a little bit when we talked on the phone.
Yeah. You said ENG is
EMG, equal to money game equity.
EMG. Okay.
Thing. So since the book is a theory book, I dedicate half a chapter on how it's calculated, consequences. But this EMG equity thing is also the reason why you can have the better performance rating, but be the underdog to win the match. That's one of the consequences of all this calculation, how it's calculated.
Yes, I'm really looking forward to your book, and also for this chapter.
Yeah,
very
so
interesting
no,
stuff.
It's amazing. I mean, I didn't know it, so I don't criticize anybody who doesn't know it either. But it's just amazing that something that everybody talks about, nobody knows what it actually is. I found that sort of funny.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, so that was just in EMG equity, that was just another disaster. Yeah.
Okay, at least I found the double, which was quite good.
Yeah, very good. I wasn't sure at all. I was actually happy to get the cube. I thought, okay, I'm probably around, I thought 27, great. I thought, if there's a question in this position, it's if it's a double or not. I mean, might be, might not be. And now you can see by how much I was wrong.
But at 27, it would still have been a good double.
Yeah, 27 is the range, depending on the gammon rate.
Yeah.
With very low gammon rate, with a high gammon rate, probably not, because you're killing your own gammons by doubling. I mean, depending on the position. But at 28, forget about it. Like usually, that's why the rule of thumb that is when you win a lot of gammons and are two-way, just stay away from the cube and things will be fine on average.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, then what happened next?
Anything else?
That's it.
That's it. Okay, 20. Okay, I was no, that's a mistake that wasn't criticized by GNU. I was agonizing over with the 6-2. Just a quick. Also, another thing that's really.
Which 6-2?
I have a 6-2 here where I could have stayed back and make the 5-point board.
Which move number?
19.
19.
The last
6-2, yeah.
Yeah. So
let's check this on plus.
Yeah, it's just 1%.
Yeah, 21 millipoint error.
Yeah, it was my argument for making the play. I said it in the stream was just, I mean, if I stay there, then the high number, something like 6-4 is good, and I also make the low numbers good for you. Like ace deuce is good all of a sudden, double aces is good all of a sudden. So that was.
But it's one of these positions. I think it's quite amazing that even though the plays are so completely different in style, that they are so close. That's quite often the case, huh?
Yeah, that's another thing where you can get lucky with your PR when you have very difficult choices, but by coincidence the difference is small, then you cannot make a mistake. Period.
Yeah.
So that's then also the luck when your difficult decisions are by coincidence all sort of borderline. So.
There's definitely this thing called PR luck. It's also
absolutely. I mean, for me in this match, it wasn't PR bad luck. It was just like totally screwing up that one position. I even don't mind my take because it's just human to just miscalculate the winning percentage.
But we have again a big difference between the GNU evaluation and XG here. Huh?
Yeah. I mean, you should really. You cannot see it anymore. Maybe I can make a screenshot of the play because I still have the match open. The stupid GNU move. Maybe that's fun. I will make a screenshot and send it on your WhatsApp because if I find it. Let me just go through it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I found it. I will make a screenshot because that's really ridiculous. You probably don't know what I'm talking about, right?
To be honest, no.
Yeah, no big deal. I was just really totally shocked. I mean, my PR went up all of a sudden, like, and it was just ridiculous.
So it was some kind of GNU bug, or?
Yeah. Mega bug, I would say.
But what do you think? How often GNU thinks, what kind of human bug is this?
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's good to have some rare occasions where we can take revenge.
Yeah, absolutely. So I had a good laugh at GNU, and GNU had a good laugh at me later. So that's fine. I got like while we were talking, I got like 1,000 invitations. So I have to first have to get into busy here.
Yeah, they saw that you are still human and somehow beatable. So
now everybody's jumping. Okay, I will just decline and. Okay, just let me. Anyhow, we are at the end of it.
I think we can wrap it up, I guess.
Yeah, was a lot of fun.
Yes, same here. It was really nice, and it was a great honor for me that you were playing with me here and taking part. And I hope that we can maybe repeat it sometime.
Yeah, gladly.
stay in touch.
Absolutely. Okay. Yeah. Thanks to everybody who was
Yeah, we still have
there
18
with us
viewers.
the whole time.
Yeah. So we did not break the record. My record with Marcel was 4 hours and 45 minutes.
Mhm.
So he was kidding the Sunday before. He was joking because I was asking in the chat what would be the ideal stream length for the viewers. And Marcel then was joking. Most people gave a quite reasonable answer, like 1 hour or 1.5 or 2. And Marcel was writing 5 hours. And then then next Tuesday we were playing, and I'm not looking at the hour. I just let it go, and at the end it was almost 5 hours. Without we were not doing this on purpose. It just came that way, and it was 4 hours 45, and we now have 3 hours 30. That is right above average. And most important thing is that we had fun, and of course I was happy that I was playing below my average PR, which is always nice. And yes, thanks again, Dirk. Hope to see you
thank you
soon.
too.
And let me know if I can help you, assist you with your YouTube channel. I will more than happy
Yeah,
to
I mean,
share
now
my
that
knowledge.
I maybe have some more time, maybe I will do also some streaming or some stuff.
Yeah.
I'll think about it. Yeah, thanks a lot.
Yes, thanks again, Dirk.
Okay,
And
take
have a good
care.
night. And
You
see you
too.
soon.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. So, my friends, that was it for today. I hope you had a lot of fun and you enjoyed it that much that I did. So it was a good thing that I made my first blunder by not opening my mic at the beginning. It was almost as bad as my wrong cube decision, my wrong pass. But anyway, I think it was quite a nice match. And yeah. We meet each other hopefully again on Sunday, where I do my traditional worst off, where I discuss my blunders that are 100 millipoints or worse. And we do this then again in German as usual, but I guess we will soon do another English stream, maybe at least every 4 to 6 weeks, I guess, because mainly I want to deliver content for the German speaking audience, because there is not much other stuff, I think. And yeah, thanks for being here, and I love you all. See you next time. Bye bye.